All right, guys, how's it going? So yesterday, Arne held that press conference out in America. I watched the press conference with you guys on the stream last night. I just wanted to talk about a few things in it. I think Martin summed up a similar way of thinking for me, or opinion. Red Raw, this is Red Raw LFC. Search him on YouTube. We call him Miserable Martin. Don't know why really, because he's like one of the funniest people around here. He said, I'm not liking the rhetoric of it's difficult to bring in players because it's hard to find players of sufficient quality. Man City, United, Arsenal, Villa, Chelsea have all managed to do so. And if Fulham sign Andre, well, in fact, I think they might have signed someone already. At Liverpool, the only club now not to have signed anyone, it was Fulham and Liverpool. So Arne Slot came across, well at the press conference, I thought. He was asked the usual stupid comparison questions and things to do with Jurgen, which gets right on my tits, if I'm completely honest with you. But he came across well, and he just did all right, I thought. And but there was a couple of bits, and I know some of you won't like it, and that's fine. We're allowed to have different opinions. But it did sound like it was music to FSG's ears, because again he was talking about needing the ability to assess the squad before deciding whether to do anything in the transfer market. And this is a guy that's been aware that he's getting a job for a long time. Everyone knows what squad we've got, what it needs, the capabilities of the various players. So I understand, some people want to go along with the club line of he needs to assess the squad. But even himself at the, at that press conference, he said that, it's not really helpful that some of them players are not there yet. And that's obviously going to apply to new signings, right? Because they're obviously not there yet either. And what he said was, he was asked a question along the lines of, can this squad as you've got it challenge? And he was like, well, look at last season and, the challenge right to the end. But I look at the teams above us, that finished above us in the Premier League, and they've all strengthened. We haven't. And to suggest that, what he was basically suggesting was, well, we've got a great squad. We've got a great squad. We can challenge. It's very hard to go out there and buy players that are greater than what we already have. And that's nonsense. I'm sorry, guys, that's fucking nonsense. And that is perfect music, like music to FSG's ears. That's exactly the kind of mantra they want to follow. We had Curtis Jones, who was very upbeat and exciting, and a lot of people were like, after they'd listened to him, they wanted to see, the season get under straight away, if you like, because he was very positive. On what it's like working for Slot, he said he's amazing. Actually, I've said it a lot. It's probably the happiest I've been in terms of a style of play that suits me and the lads that we have in our team. It's a clear plan. In the training stuff, he's fully involved. He coaches us a lot. He's big on the finer details in things. He has a certain way of playing, and he knows that it's going to take a little bit of time because it's obviously a big change. He and his staff are chilled about it, and they know that the quality is all there. We have still got lads who are coming back as well, so it'll be a step up again. On whether it's a relief that he gelled with Slot already, he said yes. He said, it's the happiest I've ever been, I'd say. It's always been a hard time. I came around the team as a young lad. I always had a way of playing, and the team I was coming around, I had to adapt. I had to change, but that was part of the plan. It wasn't anything I couldn't do. But I just feel now this is more me. I can get on the ball more. I can do more. So I am excited. On what Slot is like off the pitch, he said, as a person, he said, a great man. He always has a smile on his face. You can approach him at any single time. You can ask for him, and he has brought in a thing where there is a guy we are working with who will be showing our clips from training and stuff, showing all the things we are doing well and the stuff we need to improve on as well. I find that a huge help. And so Curtis was very positive, at the press conference. He was very positive. And he's speaking very highly of the manager, and that's good, right? We want to hear that, head coach, whatever, right? So he's very good. But I can't help but think, who would you rather who sat there buzzing about the new season? Nico Williams, Curtis Jones. You know, can you like? There are many players out there, I think, that can improve our squad. So I don't fall for this line of like, no, we're so good, we're great. I mean, like, you win the fucking league and you've got to improve. Do you know what I mean? That's what Man City do. They win the league and they go out within days of the fucking season concluding, or days of the transfer window opening. They've already got someone lined up. Liverpool, they seem to rest on things. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we did this, so we're all right. We're in there with a chance. You know, that present squad can't win the league, in my opinion. But we can't be too negative, because there are still, plenty of time to see someone come in, and there will be signings. But I try to keep it real around these parts, guys. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to get all excited and gooey because Curtis Jones is buzzing his tits off. Do you know what I mean? Because is Curtis Jones the answer to our problems? Now, he's a good player. Wouldn't it be good if he progressed? But are you telling me then we're going to go with Arne Slot's version of, well, we've got these great players, it's very hard to improve this squad. Yet the other teams around us that have got great players as well are improving their squads. Everyone, even the teams that have got shit players, are improving their squads. So that should be the mentality of going into every window. And I feel like they've had this internal thing of, we've got a really good team here, a really good squad here, Arne. We've got the kids coming through, because that was something else he mentioned yesterday about the importance of using kids. And yeah, if they're good enough, then great. And I don't want to be negative, guys. I'm not being negative, so don't caps lock me to death, because I'm not in the mood, right? I'm just telling you like what I see. The manager held himself well. He was great, brilliant, love it. Curtis Jones, very enthusiastic, great, love it. We want to see players and a manager like that. But I'm sorry, I can't fall for. We struggle to, we struggle to improve our squad because it's so fucking good. Is it good enough to challenge? Well, look what they were like. I think he said to the last 6 weeks or something like that. But it wasn't good enough, was it, to challenge last season? It's okay challenging. We can all challenge. But what about winning something? Important. So I'm not being negative. I'm just trying to be real. And I think that the head coach, dream job, Brendan Rodgers-esque similarities in that stepping up, not digging here, so be fucking careful, right? He's a great coach, I get it. Not knocking him at all, but what I'm saying is, people like Alonso, would he have been like, oh my God, I got this job? Or would he have been like, right, I'm ready for this, you know what I mean? All right, Arne Slot was ready for it. Maybe I'm not wording myself very well. But I can't help but think that when you get a job that you are so amazed to have got, that you agree to anything to get that job. Whereas when you are more experienced and maybe you've got more opportunities in life, you are more demanding. And I think that when we were looking at the new manager situation, this is why you can rule out certain candidates, because that FSG are going to go, well, we don't want him, because he'll be like, do you know who I am? I want this, I want that, blah, blah, blah. What FSG wanted was someone to slot in, no pun intended, into that role and be grateful of having the job and stick to it. Do you know what I mean? And not be overly demanding. And this is a manager that's gone from managing players that are nowhere near our quality, are nowhere near that kind of egos or wages. So it just feels like, the head coach, I felt like a head coach was speaking yesterday and not a manager. Do you know what I mean? Because he's very much like, we've got a great squad. Because he probably can't believe he's never worked with these quality players before. But I'm not digging at him. And I'm going to be really pissed off if you think I am, because I'm not. I'm expressing an opinion. It doesn't necessarily mean it's correct. But instead of focusing on any other drivel I've just come out with, focus on this bit, which is the main reason of the video, is that it's all right saying we challenged last year so they can do it this year. That's what he's basically saying. Well, they challenged last year so they can do it this year, but they didn't win the league, mate. Do you know what I mean? And because we've got so many great players, it's very difficult to improve that. That's nonsense, absolute nonsense. So it's those two things that you can pull me up on those two things if you want. The rest of it, I'm probably not explaining very well. But again, I'll repeat, before you caps lock me to death, I thought he came across very well. I thought he handled the press well. It's good to see Curtis with enthusiasm. But I can't help but think that I would rather Nico Williams was sat there, who would improve the squad, or a player of that calibre that was saying that. That's what I'm going to say, and that's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. All right, so that's that. I'm sure I'll upset a few people with that, because this is the thing, like, people, they'll come up here, if you don't like it, go on to part. You know what I mean? It's like, no, we're just having a grown-up conversation. You know what I mean? And I know some people agree with me. But at the same time, hopefully the squad will be improved. Yeah, I have no doubts about that the squad will be improved. I do. But I just felt like, I don't know. It's like when Brendan Rodgers got the job, he couldn't believe his fucking luck either. Do you know what I mean? It's a proud time. It's nice. It's good. But when you can't believe your luck, you maybe fall into things a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Imagine if you pull a bird that's like way above what you're used to. Do you know what I mean? She says, can I have them shoes? And you're thinking, fucking hell, they're expensive. Sharon wouldn't have had them. Of course you can, darling. Yeah. Just so grateful to be with you. Do you know what I mean? Whereas with Sharon, you just say, get your own fucking shoes. I don't know what I mean. I just feel like, all right, let me word it like this. I feel like yesterday, Arne Slot was speaking what they'd drilled into him when they were offering him the job. We've got a great squad. Don't need much doing, Don't need much doing. A bit of polish here and that, which is probably true in some ways, but there has been exits as well. But it is a great squad, and maybe it doesn't need much doing, but it's the calibre of the player that you're bringing in. Do you know what I mean? I felt like whatever interview process he went through, he was relaying that to the media yesterday. I know what I fucking mean. If you appreciate this video, not if you agree with me, if you appreciate me just making a video, even for you to disagree with, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. And if you want to buy me a beer or a coffee, hit the super thanks button, because I'm off to the bar this afternoon. Not for a few hours yet, but I'm going to go and see my friends. And then I'm doing Butcher's run tomorrow. I'm happy when I go to Butcher's. I haven't been for a couple of weeks. So yeah, I get some meat tomorrow. All right, guys. I hope you haven't taken this video the wrong way. Cheers.